Well, the first returns are coming in on the WNBA All-Star voting. Of course, it will be in Indianapolis. And as you can imagine, Caitlin Clark is leading the All-Star vote. By the way, it looks like a massive turnout.
Angel Reese was promoted as the face of the WNBA, so why didn't she make the top 10 in All-Star voting? Her shooting percentage was only 30.9%, ranking among the lowest for eligible players. In contrast, Caitlin Clark soared in popularity, earning over 515,000 votes and leaving Reese well behind in fan support.
Be honest. Second straight year that Clark has led the fan voting. She was second in early returns in fan voting in 2024, but jumped to first with around 700,000 total votes by the end of the period. So I'm wondering, are we going to see 1 million votes this time? Because I saw somebody earlier that said so far voting is actually way up versus exactly where we was at this time last year.
So why are fans making their voices heard through their votes instead of following the media narrative? Drop a comment if you saw Reese's ranking coming before the results were released. Angel Reese has been everywhere, from national commercials to viral social media moments, positioned as a central figure in the WNBA's marketing.
The greatest myth in the WNBA dump has officially been exposed. The myth of all myths, the deception of deception. For the better part of 2 years, maybe even 3 years, the mainstream media has been trying to convince us that Angel Reese is a huge star.
The media didn't just report on Angel Reese, they elevated her. Outlets like Forbes published headlines pairing her with Aya Wilson as key drivers of the WNBA's growth. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark was often left out of the spotlight, despite consistently putting up huge numbers. The message was clear: Reese was being positioned as the face of the league. She landed major endorsement deals, appeared in national ad campaigns, and her story was featured everywhere, from sports talk shows to mainstream news outlets.
Some in the media even do investigative journalism and claim that Angel Reese is the face of the WNBA because she leads the league in followers on social media, along with missed layups and a complete lack of athleticism. Of course, the vast majority of her followers are bots and lonely men, most of which are not buying tickets or watching her games on television because they can't afford the 5 pesos a month to watch the Chicago Bravado on WNBA League Pass.
Still, the WNBA's official channels continued to spotlight her, often featuring her college highlights and placing her front and center in interviews that framed her as the league's next breakout star. Everything seemed lined up for a superstar debut. And it wasn't just the league or the brands fueling the hype. Angel Reese embraced it too, telling interviewers that she's the reason fans are tuning in and that her legacy will endure. Please don't forget to like the video and subscribe my channel for more awesome content. Thanks.
People are talking about women's basketball, but you never would think that we were talking about women's basketball. People are pulling up to games. We got celebrities coming to games, sold out arenas. I know I'll go down in history. I'll look back in 20 years and be like, yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person. It's because of me too.
Angel Reese's bold personality and outspoken nature made for headline-worthy moments, and the media capitalized on them. She wasn't just promoted as a player, but as a symbol of a new chapter in women's basketball. Yet when the All-Star vote results came in, the reality told a different story. Despite all the buzz, Reese didn't break into the top 10. In contrast, Caitlin Clark led the pack with 516,000 votes. That's not just a difference, it's a massive gap. It proves that fans aren't simply following the media narrative. They're thinking for themselves, and their choices don't always align with the hype.
And there's a supposed, people keep telling me, supposed second most popular player in the league that doesn't look like the second most popular player at all. And in fact, a rookie I have been touting that is playing better than Angel Reese, Kiki Arifin. Well, basketball fans are showing up, and they have got her voted ahead of Angel right now. Angel is not in the top 10.
So, Why didn't all the media hype around Angel Reese translate into fan support? While Reese was featured in glowing headlines, Caitlin Clark was out on the court delivering performances that couldn't be ignored. Clark's stats spoke for themselves, whereas Reese's spotlight seemed driven more by reputation and carefully crafted narratives. The media buzz was loud, but the emotional connection with fans wasn't as strong as portrayed. That Forbes article highlighting Reese as central to the WNBA's rise, while overlooking Clark's contributions, shows how selective the narrative can be. But fans are watching the games, not just reading the headlines, and they're voting based on who shows up and performs.
According to Forbes, Caitlin Clark is not responsible for elevating this turd into the mainstream. The ladies responsible for elevating the WNBA are Angel Reese and the unknown face of the Las Vegas Anonymous Faces.
The disconnect between media narratives and fan voting goes beyond basketball. It's about trust. When a story feels forced or manufactured, fans notice. They want to see players earn their recognition, not have it handed to them through marketing efforts. The All-Star vote results make that clear. Despite heavy branding and non-stop coverage, Angel Reese didn't crack the top 10. That speaks volumes about what fans value. Real performance over promotion.
Enough to tell you where Angel Reese's place is. Well, it's 13th place. And I can tell you right now, Jonquel Jones ought to be ahead of her.
So what's really at play here? Is it just a case of hype not matching reality? Or is there something about Angel Reese's game that isn't fully resonating with fans? Sure, she's got the endorsements and media spotlight, but when it comes to her on-court performance, the stats tell a different story, and that's where things get interesting. It's time for a deeper dive into the numbers behind Reese's rookie season. You've probably heard a lot about her rebounding, but what does the full stat sheet actually reveal about her all-star potential?
Angel Reese is the most unskilled basketball player in the history of basketball, in my opinion.
Let's start with her shooting. Angel Reese is hitting just 30.9% from the field, the second lowest among 64 qualified WNBA players through her first 7 games. For a post player, that's not just below average. It's a serious concern. Players in the post are expected to be efficient, scoring on high percentage looks near the rim. But when you're missing more than 2/3 of those close-range shots, it becomes difficult to justify all-star consideration.
There is obviously no way Angel can compare to Caitlin Clark as a shooter or a passer. And there is no way Angel can live up to her dynamic social media / podcast presence as a shooter or a passer or even a shot blocker. She's blocked only 2 shots so far this season. She doesn't even do that.
One analyst even called her 4 for 17 performance against the Indiana Fever, a game where Caitlin Clark wasn't even on the court. Laughably bad. Performances like that don't fire up the fan base or command respect across the league.
She has energy, she has an attitude, she'll rebound you the basketball. Great. Nothing else. She has not, she's got self-awareness. She knows that she's not a very good basketball player.
You might be thinking, but she leads the league in rebounds. And that's true. Her hustle and instinct for tracking down missed shots are impressive. She battles through traffic and consistently secures boards, and that aspect of her game is absolutely legitimate. But even with strong rebounding, her offensive struggles are tough to overlook. In today's WNBA, teams need players who can contribute in multiple ways. Scoring and efficiency matter. And when you're ranked 63rd out of 64 in field goal percentage, that says a lot.
Not only is the self-proclaimed Barbie not in the lead, Angel Reese isn't even close to making the top 10.
Let's compare Angel Reese to a few other top forwards. Take Aaliyah Boston, for example. She pulled in around 447,000 All-Star votes, and it's not just because she rebounds. She scores efficiently and plays strong defense, making her impact felt on both ends of the court. Then there's Kiki Arfan, who's averaging a double-double and earned about 213,500 votes, a clear sign that fans recognize and reward all-around contributions. These players don't just stand out in one stat. They fill up the entire box score. That's the difference. And it's what separates well-rounded stars from those who excel in only one area.
7, 8, 9 on the list are Kelsey Mitchell, Sabrina Ionescu, and Lexington Hull. The following 3 are Kiki Ariafin, Kelsey the Plumber, and Satu Sabali? You mean to tell me these unknowns are ranked ahead of the face of the league?
Even when you highlight Reese's strengths, her weaknesses are hard to ignore. Analysts have praised her hustle, her anticipation, and her relentless effort under the rim, but they also acknowledge that rebounding alone isn't enough to carry a team or justify all-star buzz. The WNBA is packed with players who contribute across the board, and that's what fans gravitate toward. Reese's stats reflect a player still trying to find that all-around balance. Until she does, her overall impact and her case for stardom will remain limited.
Lexi Hall, 217,000, and there is Kiki Arifin, 213,500. She's averaging a double-double, a legit double-double, with a good field goal percentage. Angel Reese, well, wait a minute. I thought it was about you too. Everybody's watching because of me too, except everybody's not watching because of you too. I mean, guys, if the ratings ain't enough and the attendance ain't enough and what happened at LSU ain't enough and all this other stuff ain't enough to tell you where Angel Reese's place is, well, it's 13th place.
The numbers don't lie. Reese is a dominant rebounder, but her shooting woes and lack of offensive efficiency hold her back from becoming the type of player fans typically vote into the All-Star game. And that brings up a crucial question. If rebounding alone isn't enough, what really drives All-Star votes? Up next, we break down what fans are actually looking for.
So, even right down here, the Mirror's calling out Angel Reese. As for Reese, one-time All-Star from last year in a rookie season alongside Clark, who appears set to earn a second honor, has struggled in 2025. 23-year-old, notorious for her rebounding supremacy, averages 11 points, but the Sky are 3 and 8. And she's shooting like, I don't even know what she's at now. It's probably less than 35%.
Here's how the All-Star voting system works. Fan votes make up 50% of the total, while players and media each contribute 25%. That gives fans the biggest influence on who makes the cut. And even with that advantage, Angel Reese still didn't crack the top 10. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark dominated the fan vote with a staggering 516,000 votes, more than triple Reese's 173,000. That's not just a gap. It's a canyon, revealing just how far apart the media narrative is from what fans actually want.
Let's see. Fan voting runs through the 28th. Culmination of fan voting, 50%. Player votes, 25%. And media votes. Oh, that's going to be where Angel Reese makes her move. Media votes, 25%, will determine the All-Star starters. Looking right at you, CBS, you still ain't released the ratings.
So why did this happen? The All-Star voting system is designed to balance popularity, peer respect, and media buzz. But this year, it revealed a major disconnect. Despite months of heavy promotion from the league and major outlets positioning Angel Reese as the next big star, fans didn't buy into the narrative. They looked past the headlines and focused on what truly counts: performance. Caitlin Clark's game speaks volumes. She delivers night after night with big numbers, highlight reel moments, and game-changing impact. Fans saw that and responded in a big way. Just take a look at who else cracked the top 10. It's clear fans are voting based on results, not just reputation.
Nafisi Collier, who is probably the leader of the MVP pack right now, is at 485,000. Aaliyah Boston is third. 447,000, as she should be. Aaliyah should get some MVP conversation. I'm going to be honest.
Aaliyah Boston earned 447,000 votes, a clear indication that fans are paying attention and rewarding players who consistently deliver in all areas. Her balanced game, steady performance, and leadership have earned her a strong and loyal fan base. Another top vote-getter, Nneka Ogwumike, has built her reputation through years of high-level play and reliability. These aren't just players having a moment. They have a proven track record that fans respect. In contrast, Angel Reese's numbers simply don't measure up. Yes, she's one of the league's top rebounders, but fans are looking for more than just one strength. They want well-rounded players who can shoot, defend, and lead their teams to victory.
I know Kelsey Plum is likable. She's a lovely lady, but you mean to tell me she's more popular than Angel Reese? The same Angel Reese who has been begging, and I mean begging, people on social media to vote for her? Angel Reese, number 13 on the list, 173,000 votes. Aaliyah Boston, who most people have never heard of, has received 447,000 votes.
Angel Reese's rise has been driven largely by her personality, viral moments, and strong branding. But fans can sense when a narrative is being manufactured. The league and media pushed to make her the face of the WNBA before her game had fully developed, and that gap between image and performance was reflected in the All-Star voting. Fans chose proven producers like Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston over a player whose impact is mostly limited to rebounding. The message is clear. It's not about who gets the most media attention. It's about who shows up and performs on the court.
Didn't shoot a single free throw. Although she did have 12 rebounds, her average, which does lead the league. But a couple of times Angel drove it and flung up just these wild shots from 3 or 4 feet that missed the rim by, 3 or 4 feet. Just looked so ridiculously awkward, like she'd never even played basketball before.
What shocked you most about this year's All-Star voting? Drop your thoughts in the comments. The results sent a clear message to the league and to every rising player. You can't create a superstar through commercials and media buzz alone. Fans are tuned in, and what matters most to them is performance, not off-court narratives. The stark contrast between Angel Reese's media hype and her actual vote count is a reality check. It's a signal to the league that star power has to be earned on the court, because that's where the fans are paying attention.
These numbers are 100% accurate, and Angel Reese is the 13th most popular player in the WNBA. This probably means she will not be a starter in the All-Star game, which would make sense because Angel Reese shouldn't be a starter for a regular season game.
This All-Star vote wasn't just about one player. It was about what fans truly value and where the league goes from here. The gap between media-driven hype and fan-driven reality couldn't be more obvious. The results made one thing clear: substance wins over spin every time. Angel Reese's failure to crack the top 10, despite massive promotion, shows that fans are looking for more than headlines. They want players who produce and connect in a real, meaningful way. This vote is a wake-up call for how stars are built. Will the WNBA rethink its marketing strategy? Will Reese evolve her game to win fans over next time? Or is this hype train already off the rails? If you found this breakdown eye-opening, don't forget to like and subscribe for more in-depth takes on the latest WNBA storylines.